King wants some kind of order.
Sir, this paper, you through?
Yes.
Members, I'll just let you know, if you got a question, I'm gonna go to a question. When we take the motion, then we'll have also time to speak for or against. After we pass these amendments, if we do, Senator King will have time to present his amendment, we'll vote it up there.
Okay, so Senator King has an amendment.
How we're gonna run this. I wanna get people plenty of time to
Talk about
get their point of view
that.
across.
So there's
Senator
two
King,
amendments
you got a
being
question?
debated.
I do.
You're recognized, sir.
Just Senator Henry, if he doesn't mind. Senator Henry and I voted for this yesterday, and I agree that we should transfer the money to the long-term reserve account. I don't know if we have anything in writing that says that if we just require a majority vote of the legislature before any funds are taken out of this, but I would like to see that happen. Because within the Senate and within the House, that actually seems to be our biggest hang-up. Is some of these members that don't sit on council, they feel that they should have a say in doing it. So if there's a way possible, and I know there's been some talk with the 2/3, but as we talk time and time again, I don't know that that really means anything, because as we always say, the majority, a simple majority can change the 2/3 vote. So if there's a way that we could just take this, go ahead and transfer to the reserve account, and just have it that if any funds come out of it, that it will be at the vote of both chambers with a simple majority, I would hope that that would suffice. So would you consider that?
I guess I'm a little bit fuzzy on the logic there. So you want to have a 2/3 requirement in council and budget, or no requirement in council and budget, and still just a majority? So you're in favor, because right now it takes 2/3 to spend these dollars because it's an initiated act. So you're in favor of lowering that requirement to the majority?
And as long as it goes into the long-term reserve account, because we started off trying to sell this thing, that basically we're doing it because we need it so that those stipulations are not in place, because if I remember right, it has to be based for health care or whatever it is. But if we transfer this to the long-term reserve account without those stipulations in there, with just the vote of the majority of this legislature, I would hope that that would suffice to take those limitations off. So, you know, I know we're talking, you know, we're getting a little confused right here, but I mean, yeah, we're talking about 2/3 of this ALC, but from what I've heard from the members in here, and also members who do not even sit on this, is they'd like to just have their say on how it's spent. If that's a possibility, I would like to see that happen, because again, we were trying to sell it that this was just going to be left in this account, that we were not going to touch it. It was for a bond rating, and that's what would happen. Now, if that's really not our intent, then I think we just need to say. I mean, I heard yesterday that we're not going to have a surplus. And as we all know, if that comes true, we're not going to have the money for the highway match, I assume. And I've always said that if we don't have it, we're either going to have to find the money, or I assume the highway department is going to have to cut projects, and then our deferred maintenance is going to be even worse. So I'm going to make an assumption that if we don't have those surplus funds, that we may have to tap into this, and I assume that the whole legislature will going to have a say. So I greatly appreciate it if you consider that.
I'm trying to understand. So your proposal is, whereas right now it takes 2/3 of the legislature to spend these dollars to lower that threshold to the majority of the legislature. So you're actually removing safeguards that are on the Century Trust Fund right now.
What I'm saying is whenever what we had said is that we need to transfer it out of the trust fund so that we wouldn't have those trust restrictions. Now that was the comments that have been made, that we needed to transfer it out of the trust fund so those trust restrictions were not in place.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out what it is you're asking.
All I'm asking is that we go ahead and transfer the $105 million to the long-term reserve account. We just put language in here where we've got 2/3 of the ALC, that we don't have 2/3 of the ALC, we just have this a simple majority of both chambers.
And again, my point is, you are weakening where we are today with requirement to spend the dollars.
But it doesn't have those restrictions on it that have been sold to this legislature that we needed to come out from under those trust restrictions.
Again, I feel like the mechanism that is set up with our long-term reserve account is sound. I think the safeguards are needed. I don't want to continue to see the interest rated. I want to see us build up a significant amount of dollars in a long-term reserve account because good business just demands that we do. And I think allowing a simple majority of the legislature to raise that is not as good a protection as what we have right now in the long-term reserve account.
May I continue, Mr. Chair?